Welcome to Belt 6C, Dynamic Animations in PowerPoint. Sort of a disclaimer or a warning before we start. This is a session for those who have a little bit of time on their hands and a lot of creativity, okay? So what we'll see today, it involves a lot of designing and working with elements in PowerPoint other than just text and images. So using a lot of shapes, using a lot of different tools. I'll try to not give you way too much information because I think we can have like an advanced session and we can have like a beginner session for something like this. But there is a lot that you can do in PowerPoint if you have a little bit of time and you want to create your own animation template, okay? So this whole presentation has a variety of animations. I'll show you one or two how to make those, and then if you want to see any of the others that I have made, then we can do like a advanced session or something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna move forward. All right, so this is your blank screen, and I did give you a feeler of this, but I added some more. Okay, so all of this animation is in PowerPoint. Okay, you have a blurred image and there. And this is all automatic. I'm doing nothing. I'm just clicking one button. And anagram text, which moves and zoom in. This looks a lot like Prezi, but it's not Prezi. It is completely PowerPoint. And there you go. Have a little bit of a zoom and a text pulling in feature. And then there is the wheel. And some of this information I pulled up from your course, one of your PowerPoints, Dr. Mike Williams. Okay, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one. And that's it. Okay, so any of these animations that really bounced out to you, or something that you found really exciting? Any of them?
Yeah, I like the wheel, because that really would help when I present cooperative learning. I have 5 elements, so those wheels look great.
Okay, all right. So most of the let me begin a new presentation. Okay, just pick up a new template. Okay. All right, so most of our transitions and animations, they rest in that top bar. So transitions and animations, okay? The difference here is transition is basically the transition from one slide to the other, okay? So that could be like, the slides, they fade from one to the other, and you could have those. Let me pull in a few. So suppose I want to apply like a fade. What that will do is that the slide, if you want to preview it, it will be like one slide will go into the other. So that is the transition between slide. Animation is something that you can apply to text, to objects, to images, to anything that is on the slide. Okay, so you can have things rolling in, something fading in, fading out, picture bouncing in. Very old school, but yeah, we don't do that anymore. But yeah, those are things that is the difference between animation and transition. So that's if you want to move from one to the other, you just apply any of these transitions, and then when you play the slideshow, you'll see that the slide is like fading into the other, or it's uncovering like a book, or it's dissolving from one to the other, or it goes in some kind of a shape and zooms in and zooms out. So there are a variety that are there in PowerPoint. Today, our main focus will be on this new feature, which is called Morph. Okay. Now, what Morph does is that it will basically convert like the slide 1 into slide 2. So as an example, let me do a very simple one. Okay, so I'm going to delete these. Let me insert like a blank slide. Okay, And what I want to do, I'm going to show you the first animation that was there, the two triangles coming in and the text fading in. Okay, so as you see over here at the bottom, you have a zoom slider. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to make this screen a little smaller so that I have all the space that I can work on. I'm going to pull in a shape. So at your home tab only, you have a little window which has a variety of shapes. So just open that. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to use this little right triangle shape. Okay. um, the guides in PowerPoint and most of our Word and all are, they're really good. So these are the smart guides. So anytime you want to center something, it will automatically do that for you. If you're going beyond, then you'll see that line at the very end. There's a dotted line, so that will tell you that this is the end of your slide. Okay, so I'm going to just create this triangle from the left hand corner to the right hand bottom corner. Okay, and I already have like the color going. Now if I want to format this shape, let me just go to format. I don't want the outline, so no outline, and I can have like the red fill color. Okay, uh, now I'm going to duplicate this entire triangle. So just Control C and Control V. Okay, so that will give you a second triangle. Now I want to make this triangle like sitting on the other triangle so that it closes this entire screen. Okay, so to do that, you have that top triangle selected, and I'm going to say rotate. So this is the format tab, and I'm going to say flip vertical. Okay, so that will turn it. I want it to change again, so I'm going to say flip horizontal, and that will give me the position that I want that triangle to be in. All I do is I'll just pull it in. I have those little guides. If you see, there is a dotted line that comes in. So pull that in and change the color. So shape fill, let me give it sort of a gray, dark gray. All right. Okay, so these are our two triangles. Okay, now how do we make them come in? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this entire slide. Okay, so click on your slide view, right click on it and say duplicate slide. All right, so I have a copy of that slide. Now go back to your first one, reduce, zoom out, zoom all the way out as much as you can so that you have the entire dashboard, you have that entire workspace there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select the bottom one, and using my keyboard cursor or just using my mouse, I'm going to slide it out. The good thing about PowerPoint is that it always gives those lines which says that, okay, this is how you need it to be aligned. All right, so that is helpful. So I've slid the bottom one out, and then I'm going to do the same with the top one, slide that out. Okay, so those are out of the screen. Okay, now in the second one, they're back in. This is where I want to apply the morph transition. Always do it in the second one where, so that it shows that animation of the two triangles coming in. So go to transitions, same morph, and there. If you preview it, make sense? Are you guys following me? Is it making sense? Just say yes or no.
Yeah, it is. I haven't seen the morph before. I do transitions.
No, it's new.
It's new, yeah.
Yes,
So
it's completely new, and there is so much, like the whole wheel and everything I've made using this morph tool. Basically, you can just keep going on and on with each slide, and you keep duplicating that slide. That's how it works. Okay. Let me show you, let me go back to that other presentation. So if you see my workspace, I have the two triangles in, and then I have the next one in. And what I've done is for the closed one with the triangles, I've added this text, and what I did was I gave this text a little bit of an animation. So I've given it a fade, and click fade, and I have it on click and just say after previous. So what that will do is once the triangles come in, that's when your text will move in. So let's preview that like that. Okay. Let me preview the transition of the morph there. Okay, so this is one way of doing it, and you can do anything, you know, and this is great for like an opening slide or some kind of, you know, if you want to just some kind of impactful text that you want to give out. Then we also have like this one. Okay, so what I did with this one, so this is the entire image of UHKT. What I did is I cropped it into various bits. Okay, so if I look at the top slide, that's what it looks like. So if I want to crop an image, let me pull in one more. And I'm going to insert some image in it. Let me pull in our Brazos and have it as the whole thing. Okay. All right. Now, if I want to turn this like, I'll just make like 4 pieces of it. So double click on the image. Okay, go to the format tab and say crop. Okay, so that will give you those crop angles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just crop one part of it. Okay, now I'm going to select that cropped part, copy it. So copy and paste. All right, and I'm going to move this one closer to the cropped image. Now double click it again. So as I said, there is a lot of work if you want to make it all designed and, you know, pretty. Just go back to your crop menu. Yes. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just move the picture a little bit in, and that's my next one, and there. And then copy it again, move that out, double click it, crop it, and move the picture in, and so on and so forth. So eventually what I have in the, so this is my slide. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that again, go back to the top one, reduce the screen, pull those out, out, out. Okay, so that will give you a blank slide again. Go back to the second one, which has the image, transitions, and morph. And there. Okay, so basically what morph does is that it follows the movement of what you have done with the duplicate slide. So you have the top one and then you have the one with the image. That's what it's doing. You can also manipulate the time. So sometimes, you know, like this one looks a little choppy. So if you want it to go a little faster, there's the whole morph panel on the right hand side. You have sound and you have this duration tab. So reduce the duration, keep it at 1 or 0.75. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. So let me go to full screen. And there. I didn't crop it properly, but like gives a basic idea, okay, on how to do it. Okay, you want to learn how to do that wheel, right? Okay, so that one is a little advanced, but let me show you what it looks like from a distance. So there. Okay, so it's an entire donut and it has text all around it. And then it has a variety of different elements like the heading and all of that. Let me show you how to do that. So go to home page, go to a blank slide. Now what I want is that I do not want this floor. So if ever you're using a template and there's like 1 or 2 slides that you don't want that template to show on, what you can do is you can remove the template just from that one slide. So to do that, you have to go to design, go to format background, and the last tab, which there is a checkbox which says hide background graphics. So check that, and that those graphics will go away. Okay, and even the gradient fill, if you don't want it, just uncheck it, just say solid fill, and it will give you a default of the white fill. All right, make sense? Okay. Now, to create a bit of a moving wheel kind of thing, okay, let's start with some text. So I'm going to select this little text box. I have my caps lock on, and let's say topic. Let me make it bigger. Let's say topic 1, then topic 2, topic 3. I'm keeping it like that because I don't want the numbers to be far away from it. You'll see what I mean once I'm done with this. Okay, so let's keep it at 6 topics. Topic 6. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of space in these afterwards, but first, how did these? Have you ever done like a text going in a circle? Have you ever tried that? Any of you?
No, I don't think I have.
No. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so select the text, go to format, go to text effects, then transform, and then there is the follow path, which is the circle one. Okay, so that is the third one. So click circle. Right now it won't show anything because there is no space between these topics. Okay, so what I would need to do for it to show that circular motion is I need to add space. So all I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the tab key on my keyboard. So click tab, click tab, click tab, and it's looking a little weird. So what I'm going to do is make it slightly bigger, okay? Also, you can do align, center, align, middle, and that will give the whole look of a circle. Okay, so tab between each of the topics, and you'll have to play with this a little bit to get that exact distance between all these topics. So it really depends on how many you have. So right now I have 6, so I would have to play with it a little bit to give, make it look like everything is equidistant. And you'll have to use a little bit of backspace and delete buttons just to sort of make it look, like it's equidistant. So right now I feel that, okay, this is pretty good. It looks like the distance is fine. You can change the font size, so make it a little bigger, make it a little smaller. You can change the font itself. So backspace a little bit. Backspace that. Okay. All right. So this is how your circular text looks like. Now, if you want the wheel, we have a shape over here. You can either say insert shapes, or you can just see everything on the main menu, main homepage. Okay, so click on the donut shape. There is a donut shape in the basic shapes, and make sure you have your shift key pressed and just create a donut. Okay, I know it's really big right now, but place it in the middle. The lines will guide you where you want it to be. So just make sure you have it in the middle. I'm going to turn it to be a little smaller, a little bit smaller, so that it sort of fits all the topics that I have created. Okay. So what I'm doing to reduce this, the radius of the donut is there's this little yellow button. That's what I'm playing with. All right. Okay. Now place this donut at the back. So have it clicked, say send backward. Okay. So the topics will come forward. Click on the topic. I know it's a different color, so let's make that yellow. Okay. Now I think I can make it smaller than that. Here and here. Now, as you can see that, you know, it's not the text is not really sitting nicely on that donut. It's a little bit, you know, on the some of it is on the top, some of it is at the bottom. So click on the text box, then press your shift key on the keyboard and click on the donut. Okay, so you have both of them selected. Go to format, align, go to align center, and align middle. Okay, and that will just, you know, put everything in place. So the earlier picture that you saw, the one that you liked, Dr. McWilliams, I know it had that little gradient going on. So those are some drawing tools that you can always use in PowerPoint. So if you select the donut shape, right now it just has a solid color. What you can do is you can select, and all of this automatically comes in. So select on gradient, and I don't think I want that outline, so say no outline. And the default, it will give you like a white to gray or something like that kind of shape, that kind of gradient. So say white, and then you can always play around with this with the gradient stops, and here, and you can add more gradient here. What I have selected for the earlier one is in the preset gradients, it is radial, and the direction is from center. Okay, that's what I have done. And then what I did was I just sort of played around with how the gradient colors move. So that, I have that, just to give it sort of like a three-dimensional feel. Okay, as you can, are you able to see this?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can play around with that, make it a little darker on the edge, and you can have this here at the, you know, and that is something, you know, that you can always move around. Okay, so I think this is a good.
I think
this
you
is
can
good.
also, I think this shape effect, like at the top, I've used that.
Okay.
I believe so. It's been a while, so, but I think I've used this shape effect in it, and
Okay.
it makes it more three-dimensional.
Three-dimensional, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's lots you can do with it. I've tried various things, and that's why it comes with practice, like more and more. The more you do, the better you sort of get at it. Okay, here you go. Here is that little three-dimensional look. Okay. I'm going to change the color of my font. I feel like it's, the yellow is not showing, so I'll just turn it into a red. Okay, so we have this, we have the wheel ready. Okay, so now make sure you group it, because if you manipulate this entire image, it will separate it. If it's separate, then you won't be able to have that whole rotating animation to it. So select both of these, right click and say group. Okay, so now it becomes like a single image. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on the side. So take it all the way on outside. And you can do that in PowerPoint. You can have a variety of things, like you don't need to crop images. You don't need to, like, if you have something, you can always move it to the side. You have the rest of that is all your work area. Obviously when you're presenting, you will only see, like right now I'm just seeing the side of that wheel. I'm not seeing anything else. But in your work area you can.
Okay, I have a quick question. How did you get it to group again? I was writing it down and I didn't see. Okay, double click, each one gets clicked.
Yeah, so let me ungroup that. Okay, so you have the text box with the text, okay, which is on the inside. Click on the shift key on your keyboard, and then and then click on the wheel, on the donut. So that will select both. Okay, and then you can right click and say group. Or you can also go into format, and there is the group tab right there as well. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to just pull this entire thing out. Make sure it's placed in the center. It's nice and center. And there. Okay, now I want to, I want this entire topic, I want this topic to be center. Which one is it? Topic 1, okay? So right now it's way in the corner. So when I select this entire image and I go into format, I can rotate the whole thing, okay? So I'm going to make a duplicate. Actually, no, let me first do this one. Format, and if you see over here, there is rotate button. Ignore the top 4 and go to more rotate options, and that will open up the rotation panel on your right hand side. Okay, the format tab will open up. The third tab, which is rotation, that is what you play with. So there is a top arrow and a bottom arrow, and that will take care of, you know, your angle. So let's see. Yeah, if I click top, that's when the whole shape is rotating. Okay, so I'm going to rotate the entire thing so that I can bring it to topic 1, which is in the center. Okay, I guess that's center enough at a 170 angle. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to add a little bit of more shapes and some text, sort of like a description of what this topic is. So adding a text box and some bullet points, content 1, content 2, 3, something like that. Okay, so I have some information regarding this first topic, and I'm going to create another fun shape. So what I've selected is I've selected a rounded triangle, and I'm going to create a little triangle. Okay, I'm going to add some text on it, topic, which will give the name of the topic. Make sure you have your white selected. I have bold, I have some bigger text. And this is my topic 1 heading. All right, I have that. And if I want to create sort of an arrow or something, you know, to sort of connect this heading, then I can do that. So I've selected the arrow tool, and I've connected that, and I'll format it, make it a little thicker. So these are some tools that you can always, like, you know, play around with. And I want to dash. Let's do that one. Okay. Okay. And the color is good. I like the color. It is red. Let me make this shape a little smaller. Okay. So now my first slide is ready. Now we don't have any morph effect yet. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to duplicate this entire slide. So go to your side panel on this on the side and say duplicate slide. Okay, and there. Now I'm going to work with my topic 2. I'm going to use the same method. So select on the donut, go to format, go to rotate options, and I'm going to rotate it. Click on the bottom arrow so that my topic 2 comes up. Okay, and here I will change the text, topic 2. I will change the color, make it a purple. I'll change the arrows color, make it purple. And dashed. And I'm going to change the text color and make it purple as well. There, okay? All right, now let's see some magic happen. Now this is my duplicate slide. This is where I'm going to apply the transition. So go to transition, go to morph, and there you go. So let's show it in the big screen. So this is my first
so awesome.
And there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay. Now you can also So morph is just not with objects. Morph can also be with letters. Okay, so in my duplicate slide, suppose I change the, let me change the text a little bit. Let's say and it will give like an anagram kind of a feel. Okay, so this is, I have changed the text here, and I'm going to move this text a little on the side, or let me actually change the text alignment. Okay, there, I've aligned it there. Okay, now just keep this selected, go to your transitions tab, and in morph on the side you have called effect options. All right, so just toggle that drop down and say words. That's what it's going to do. Okay, so not only will it morph the object that's there, it will also morph the words, or you can even have characters where each of the character, so it would pick the common letters and then add new ones. So let me show it on the big screen. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, so this is one, one style, and then you keep duplicating the slide. So basically all the work that you do is only on the first one. Once you get your first one right and you follow all the steps, you just keep duplicating and duplicating, and then I can just go on and on with the different, the different colors and the different headings and all of that. Something like this works like in a couple of slides. So I think my tip would be, don't overdo it. So just like 3-4 slides, especially where you want that, it's like the same topic or the same themed content, and you want that, those topics to move, use it scarcely, I feel, so just use this type of animation in 4 or 5 slides and then go back to the normal, going from one to the other, and it just gives that little pop. And what you can do is, the world's the limit. You can, instead of a donut, you can have squares where squares are moving in, or you have circles like I had on the other one with circles moving in, and you can pretty much do any kind of, it depends on how creative you are, so you can create any kind of morph effect using all the tools that are available in PowerPoint. And it's a good idea to create this kind of a template. Like if you want to have, like, you have 4 topics and you want to display them in this manner, just create this morph template in a separate presentation, and when you want to when you want to add topic to it, you just copy these and bring it into your presentations. Okay, so I'm going to drop it at the bottom, and I'll say paste. So always when you paste, select the second one which says keep source formatting, and you have those animations there. Okay, so try to create this as a template for yourself. Okay, and then you can just reuse it in any presentation you want. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's just going to take a little work to do it the first time.
It takes a little work, and what I can do is, if you want, I can create some morph effect templates which you can just add your own content and throw it in. Okay. Okay, there's one more tool that is new that has come up recently in PowerPoint, and it's called the Zoom tool. What this does, that is to convert your PowerPoint into something that looks like a Prezi. Okay, so let me just show that to you. So this is my little bulletin board. Going from here. Okay, and then there is another one. And then I have a little video, and that plays our nursing video right there. Okay, and go back. Okay, so how did I create this? All right, so this one is a little easier than the morph. Okay, so let me go back to that presentation I was working on. Okay, So let's delete this. Okay, so I'm going to start with a new slide, a blank one. What I did was I just pulled in a free image. So there are a lot of websites which have free images like Unsplash and Pexels, and I just added that little image. So let me just pull in that little office image. And all I did was I just pasted that entire image there. I used the design idea to make it full screen. Okay, so that is my little image. Then I created my content in, as usual, like you normally would. You would add your content. I created my content, and then I had all my text. So text 1, text 2, and I had all of that, and I created my slides just as I normally would. Okay, now what Zoom does is that it will be able to pull in all of those slides into this one slide. Okay, so the Zoom feature is in the Insert tab. So go to the third tab, which is Insert, and you'll see something that says Zoom. All right, so click on that drop down, and I'm going to select Slide Zoom. Okay, now there will be a pop-up which will ask you which slides you want to add. So I'm going to use so I'm not using the top one because that's where I want all my content slides to be in. So I'm going to select the other 4 that I have, and I'll say insert. Okay, and that will push in all of those. So what I will do is let's separate those out. Okay, and now I'll place them in various areas of this image so that it looks like it's part of the image. So this is my one. I'm going to make it smaller. I'll turn it around and push it on this little clipboard. And there. I don't like the background. So I have the option of removing that background where it just looks like some text is there. So go to Format, and this is your Zoom format. Go to Zoom background, and that will take away the background. Okay, and you're just left with the text, and you can increase the size of that. I'll do the same with all the others. So rotate it a little bit so that it fits that little notebook. Push it in here. And remove the background. Okay, then I have this one. I'm going to make it look like a little business card, so make it smaller. And then I'm going to use some of these image effects. So let me try this one. Okay, make it smaller. So that looks like it's a business card. And then you have the last slide. Make it smaller, maybe put it in the mic, in the phone. And you can mess with the shape as much as you want. Okay, this will not affect the content in your slide or what your slide looks like. Okay, so I have all of these items in there. Okay, click on these. Let me see if I've selected. Yeah, just make sure whenever you're doing that, go to Format, and suppose this is my first one. Click Return to Zoom. Return to Zoom. All of those should have that checked, because what that will do is that it will take you back to the main screen. Let's see what this looks like. So go to your slideshow mode, and then that's what it's going to do. And there. Okay, so all the slides that you have, they will just pop in over here, and like 1, 2, 3, 4. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Tell me what this looks like whenever you turn it into a PDF.
It will just look like a normal
Okay.
presentation. Yeah, so you'll have the top image, and then you just have all the slides, just like you would. There wouldn't be any animation happening in PDF. This is only limited to PowerPoint.
Well, I thought maybe, I don't know what I thought. Maybe it would zoom in on topic 1, and then it would zoom in and maybe leave some of the background of #1 slide, but it doesn't.
No, I don't believe it does. Let me try that. Let's see. Let's save it as a PDF. Okay, and let me bring that. Okay. No, it just saves it as pages, just like a regular one.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah. If you, I think you can do a whole screen recording and save it as a video, I believe, you know. If you do like a screen recording, like I showed in the other one, and you just present using all of this and save it as a video, then you will have all these animations happening. That is one option. If you don't want to, if you don't want to stay in the PowerPoint mode, just save it as a video. What I also did is you can also have sections. So if I want to do it in form of sections, so if I have multiple slides and I want to give each section, so this is my section 2, section 1. Okay, so click on the center, and in the home tab you have sections. So add section, and you can call it section 1, or actually section 1 will be the top one. So let's just call it section 2. And then I have 3 slides there, and I'm adding another section, call it section 3. What you can also do is, okay, you can have the zoom feature using sections. So select the second one. Once you have sections in your presentation, only then this will become available. Otherwise it will be like grayed out. Okay, so click on section, and then you can have section 2, and you put that over here. And then I'm going to have section 3, and I'll put that in the phone. Okay, roughly. So what this will do is it will take you to the first section, and it will play the slides in that. So you don't have multiple slides hanging around. You just have 2 sections, and that's where it's going. So clicking on that, and there. So all the slides that are under that section, that's what is going to play, and it won't zoom out to the main screen, but it will stay in that section till the slides are done. Have you ever used this tab? Have you ever used sections to divide your presentation?
I have not.
Okay, yeah, it's a cool way, especially if you're using something like this, like the zoom feature. It would be really cool that you just that way on the main screen you just have a few tabs over there, and you just have a few of those post-it notes or something, and you can just organize all your slides based on topic headings, or each section of what you're trying to teach. Okay, any questions? I mean, this is what I have so far, and I mean, as I said, like, it's all your creativity. Whatever you want to do, the world's the limit. You can make all kinds of various things using the morph and the zoom tool.
Yeah, I like it. I will have to try it.
Yeah.
And so when you advance each of these, so you have a section of slides.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to click on it to advance them each time. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like right now I have everything on mouse click. I think because that's I like to have that type of control where I'm just clicking on it and it's not like moving automatically. But if you have narration in each of these and you save this as a video, then probably it would. That is something I haven't tried, is like create a whole narrative and then save this entire presentation as a video. I mean, I would be curious to see if the Zoom works in that video format as well, if I do it that way. But
Yeah,
I
I can say
haven't
that
tried
would be
that.
a great idea.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Prezi if
Yes,
you do
yes, it
that.
is. It
Yeah.
is exactly like a Prezi. And
And
yeah.
so for Prezis, we can also record, right? I know that's
Mm.
not today's subject, but
What do you mean, like record?
okay. So like if I do even like this PowerPoint,
Mm-hmm.
I want to change it into a video,
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability to do that.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, okay. And so
Yeah.
that I'm
So
thinking,
yeah, that is recording. So I think that it's possible to do this. So if I
mhm,
say record slideshow, so yeah, it will take me to that main screen, and then I can give that narration for each of
okay,
the topics, and I can add my audio to it and all of those. Just exactly the way I showed you the
okay,
other time,
okay. That
right?
sounds great.
And yeah,
Yes.
and then you just once you're done with your narration, it will have audio on everything, and then you just export it to video. So I would assume that it looks like that, where you zoom in and out. Yeah, but yeah, I have to try that out yet. I haven't tried it. Advanced animations, we will do session on that.
Okay, that sounds good.
There's so many other video tutorials on YouTube, and people have done all kinds of things, and all of this I've learned from YouTube only. I mean, I've taken inspiration from what they've done, and like they've zoomed in this image. Basically, this is just the same image, and that has been zoomed in. It's exactly the same image there. That's what I've done. So yeah, so if you I'll throw in some resources when I post the video. That way you can get an idea on what all things can be done using Morph.
Yes, definitely will add to the ability to make things more interactive.
Interactive, yes, more
Yeah.
dynamic and very,
Dynamic.
and it's
Yeah.
and all within PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
so,
stuff, PowerPoint has come a long way that way.
yeah. And so I do a lot of transitions and some animations with but the Zoom and the Morph is totally different. So I'll have to see if I can update something of mine that I already
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, and if you need help and you want me to take a look, we can just work on it together. And once you
Okay.
have created, like, what I would like to do is like just create some templates, and then you just plug in the information, and
Oh,
that way it's so much easier, and anyone can use it.
right, right. That would make it much easier.
Yeah.
Because even doing this donut thing,
Yeah.
it's very complicated.
Yes.
But if you had it already prepared that we can go in and change the topics
Yeah,
and
you
add
just
your own
plug in. Yeah, you
content,
just plug
yeah.
in. Yep. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to create like.
And I think, what is it, the smart art that is it
No, it's
smart
not
art?
even.
No, it's
No,
not smart art. What
it's
is the
just a shape.
no, I know that. But they also have some of this.
Yes.
It's I think is it smart art?
Yes, it is. It is smart art,
Okay.
and you can use those as well.
Here
You
we
can
go.
use
Yes,
smart art.
smart art, and then the shapes. Yeah.
Yes, and you
Okay.
can
Yes.
create all kinds of things with just that smart art, where
Right.
you can manipulate the shape, because every smart art is editable. You can make
Hmm.
like a hexagon bigger and then make it smaller,
Right.
and do that whole morph thing in
Hmm.
that. So that can be
Right.
done as well.
Cool.
Okay, I hope
Okay.
this was helpful.
Yes, it was. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
great.
Yeah, I think it adds some creativity to these PowerPoints, so that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah, that's why I gave you that disclaimer in the beginning, is that if you have a little bit of time on your hands, you're feeling that
Right.
those creative juices are flowing, and you want to do something different, something fun, then this is a great way to do it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.